So the media, an example.
Exactly. That was exactly what I wanted to ask you, because definitely media is a troublemaker in our society in so many ways that we don't even comprehend.
Well, we don't want to listen to, I suppose, we don't, there's, I suppose, as a researcher, again, there's so much knowledge out there on this that it shouldn't really be a surprise to anybody anymore. The dangers related to media. Now, again, media in itself, like technology, like money, they're not negative as concepts.
Exactly.
It's only what we as humans decide to do with them that can make them impact the world in different ways. The challenge specifically with media is that it plays into our inherent negativity bias. Right?
Yeah.
So what a lot of people don't understand is that on average, 70% of anybody's thoughts are negative. Right? So it's not 50-50. If we don't do anything, we will naturally be more negative, which goes back, to the early days when we had to worry about lions and stuff like that, right? There's a lot of fear. So this fear, fight or flight mechanism is so strong, but still today, we still have that bias, which is why we click on the negative headline, not the positive headline. And so the media is not stupid, right? So they feed us more fear-based headlines. Our analysis, 7 out of 10 headlines on average have fear-based words in them. 2 are neutral and 1 is positive, right? That's the average in an average media. So we're being fed every day. And now it just used to be the newspaper in the morning, right? And we could put it away after breakfast, but now we're fed 24/7 more or less.
Yeah.
Constant stream of these negative headlines about things that we have very little possibility to impact in the moment. Right?
There is a situation, a personal situation I had and still have with my parents. I think it has improved with time. I think one of the situations that helped me incredibly to start having a better life was to stop at all, like watching the news. It just for my own decision, like I'm not watching news at all. That was like my first choice. Then I tried to persuade my parents as well. But now you have this situation, the external ones that you just mentioned. And I realized that after a while, these conversations is like everything that they were telling me, it was either from the politics or some issues that were happening somewhere else in the country. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not your problem, right? And they were like, no, but they are crazy and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you just stop watching the news, you will start seeing reality.
Yeah, no, and especially during the pandemic, right, that people really got the understanding of how damaging that can be, right? Because it was like, again, 24/7, this X number of people dying, X number of people dying, X number of people dying. And so we were just fed that diet. But the main point, or 2 main points, one is that, again, and not only our research, but I can cite some research from Harvard, which says that 40% of our joy, of our happiness is in our control, right? And 60% isn't, right? So if you think for a moment about that number, everybody should think about the minority of things in their life are actually in their control, right? So stop trying to control everything, right? Accept that a lot of the things happening, even in your personal life, but more generally in the world, are not in your control. So why not spend a moment, and I'd ask your listeners to maybe do this after the show, spend a few minutes writing down what things are in their control, what things aren't in their control, right? And then really after that point, focus all your energy on that 40%, right? Everything, and let everything else go. Detach any emotional attachment. So I follow the news, but I'm emotionally detached from it. Right?
Exactly.
I have no.
You choose what you want, right?
Yeah, I can just scroll through it and just okay, that's that. Not my monkey, not my circus, the Americans say. Now, this is in the present moment. Now, if you are concerned about something like politics, get active, get involved.
Yeah,
make a difference.
Totally agree.
Right? But well, if you're not making a difference, the only real difference you can make is your energy. Right. And so let's go back to the 70%, right? So 70% you are negative, right? You are feeding into the world negativity, right? If you're not active. So your choice every day is, okay, what can I do today to change my thoughts first to be more positive? As you talked about optimism, right? How can you switch from pessimism to optimism so that maybe now half of your thoughts are positive, half are negative. Maybe one day they're 70% positive, 30% negative, but that takes active mind control of stopping throughout the day to ask yourself, hey, this last hour, how was I thinking? What were my thoughts? Was I adding to the fear in the world, the fear in my family, the fear in my surroundings? Or was I actually neutral or even positively impacting the world around me? And if everybody did that, then all of the world problems would be solved. But again, that's not for you to worry about, Dario. You just worry about your own moment today, right? Reflect last hour. How was your energy? Was it good? Or were you feeding the flames, right? Because this isn't a war we can sit out, right? Because, as I said, if we don't act, we're feeding the fear, right? So you have to actively choose the other side and say, no, I choose to be positive. I choose to find joy, even in the darkest place.
And you know what? Everything that you're mentioning right now is making so much sense. From 2 points of view. First, and I will talk first about the negative because it makes sense about the 70%. No, I just wanted to say that I have found a concept that I like a lot. I don't generally like labels, but this one really makes a point. There are intellectual lazy people, meaning they just go with the flow. Right? They just they don't want to see, they don't want to do their research, they just don't want to learn. It's just like whatever it's in front of me, I will take it, even if consciously or unconsciously. So when you say, hey, you need to put the effort, right, to do something to make a change, I just thought immediately, intellectually lazy people. And the other side is literally how much of that decision are you choosing to proactively be more positive. And this